recording is supposed to project my logo, but we're just going to add that in post. All right. Hello. We're back at it again with another interview. And this time we're going to have a musical type of vibe over here because you are exceptional at the violin, if I do say so myself. I was watching her yesterday at the dress rehearsal and it was amazing. So please introduce yourself.
Thank you. I'm Emer. And very excited to be here today and to perform part of the Lumiere Runway show. Yeah, and to be on this podcast. Yeah.
Please tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Dublin, Ireland.
Okay.
But I've been living here in LA for almost 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very long time.
Yeah.
But so what inspired you to move out here? Was it music or?
Yeah, I've done music my whole life. Actually, I've played violin since I was 2 years old. And then I've had kind of different degrees in Europe. And then I came out to Chicago to study film scoring, so music for film. And that led me to LA, so where I perform and write for film as well.
Yeah. And what brings you to LA Fashion Week today?
Yeah, I connected with Laurent, and I'm here to perform as the opening violinist for the whole show. And I do a lot of my own events in Culver City, so I'm excited to be part of this event here in Culver City.
Yes, I love that. And so what would you say is your first experience growing up where you realized that music was your passion?
I think, I don't know, the minute, even though I was so young, I always just remember that violin was just always like my vision and my goal. And just, first it was to be like a solo violinist, first in the classical music sphere. And then I started writing my own music and discovering like crossover and improvisation. And I think it was also writing just a few tunes at first of my own. And then that kind of opened up a whole new world when I discovered like visuals for film. And I just kept adding different chapters along my life. But music, it's just, I don't even remember wanting anything else.
Well, I love that you're able to use your passion and open a show such as LA Fashion Week, especially with Lumiere. What brought you to Lumiere today specifically?
In terms of my entire...
Well, or basically, how'd you get this, this show specifically?
Yeah, so my album's coming out next month, April 25th. So I've been doing just different shows, sharing the journey of the album, sharing my cinematic music live on different stages, some through shows I put on myself, and then I connected with Laurent, and he said the music just aligned with the show, and that's kind of what led me to this show, to share this specific journey of my music, which will all be out next month for you to hear online. Yeah.
Yes, and on Spotify, iTunes.
Yes, everywhere? Everywhere. Yeah, it's called Concurrence. Tonight I'll be playing the track from Crest of Waves. And there's a lot of water imagery throughout the entire album. And so the first single is already out on Spotify called Contingency, and the whole album Concurrence, it's out April 25th.
Okay, that's so soon. What a great way to start spring. And how would you describe your music style and tone of your songs?
Yeah, I would say it's like neoclassical strings meets cinematic ambient soundscapes, and there's tones of transformation throughout from one track to the next. Some are a little calmer, some are like motivational and with excitement, beats and energy. And then the violin and strings in the album. There's also my quartets on it. So you have like minimal, intimate chamber strings, kind of going on this vast journey. Yeah.
Very nice. And you explain kind of transformation and everything that has to do with kind of like, I'm thinking of a cocoon, like a butterfly. Would you say that, how would you describe your personality and how that translates into your music?
Yeah, I would say, my whole, the concept behind the album is kind of like coming from the shadow into the light. So even the album art is like my shadow at sunset on the beach. So it is about kind of, my own experiences and stepping more into like alignment of my future self. And the stories I tell throughout the album is also about like the first track is like catalyst. So moving towards, kind of seeing awareness of your future and your past, and trying to align all the different versions of yourself that coexist at the same time. So yeah, the coexistence kind of our internal forces as we push forward to what we're searching for in our own lives. So that's what Concurrence, the title, is about.
Oh, very nice. I love how you describe that. I feel like your music would probably be so perfect for yoga. I'm very into yoga these days. I'm actually gonna start teaching classes, so I will definitely put you on my playlist.
Cool, yeah. It's got, you know, some of it's got some serious movement in it. So there's one track particularly ambient, and then the others you want to get into a sweat with.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I can envision it. And what would you say is like your pre-show ritual? Like, how do you get in the zone for something like opening Fashion Week?
Just, yeah, I think just kind of waiting to get started. I mean, you know, I'll just kind of calmly connect to my like internal self, but mainly it's when I step on the stage that then I just kind of stand into this other alter character. So really it's just the difference of stepping onto stage, really.
Yeah. So you just really calm your mind. Do you meditate or anything like that?
No, maybe I should.
Honestly, it doesn't seem like you need to. You seem pretty grounded and zen without meditation. But I love that. Okay, and what would you say is your favorite song that you've created?
That I've created? Well, Back on This Planet, that's coming out as the third single, April 11th. And that's about looking at this world from afar and seeing about what we could do differently, you know, maybe climate change, maybe things in our society and within ourselves, and then coming back with a new perspective. So Back on This Planet, I wrote aspects of the lyrics years ago, and then I kind of changed everything, transformed the whole track. And that's probably my favorite track that I've written, so I'm excited for that to come out. Yeah.
Very cool. And how long does it take you to produce and create? Like, how long does the music song making process take you?
It depends. The album took a while. Like, it had a few different iterations over a few years actually, and then we recorded it, and then the last year was kind of getting the mix right and the mastering. So something like that can take a while, but I can also, you know, like for film scoring, can write something particularly like quickly. So it really depends, but yeah, I liked taking my time and particularly kind of getting it changing it over performances. Also with my ensembles, we performed at different concerts, or if I performed solo, just letting it take on a new life with every performance, and then deciding this is where it's going. Yeah.
Very nice. And how would you compare LA to your hometown?
Oh. LA has a vibrancy that I just love here, and so many creative people and artists, and so easy to connect and explore ideas together. And I love like this area, particularly like Culver City, West LA. The whole, you know, the beach and palm trees, that's I very much like that in my personality, and it's very different from Dublin. It's, you know, it rains a lot and it's a lot grayer, but there's also a lot of creative people there too. So, you know, there's great poets and literary artists and musicians that come out of Dublin, but there's also like a lot of like ancestral trauma that comes from Ireland as well, and I think we take that instinctively into our art. And I really like living here in LA, so yeah.
It seems like it fits you perfectly, especially with the beach and all the ways you can kind of calm yourself and find inspiration.
Yeah.
Especially for music, so I'm glad you're here. And one last question as we finish up. Who are your musical inspirations, whether they're Irish, American, whatever it is? Who are your inspirations?
Yeah, I really love artists like Max Richter, and Philip Glass was my initial inspiration, definitely Philip Glass, and Olafur Arnalds I find like a lot of comparison to, and earlier, let's say artists like Radiohead or Elderbrook, or Rufus DeSalle. I like that, connecting minimal strings with electronics.
Yeah, love that. And okay, so where do you see yourself in, let's say, 5 or 10 years, opening more Fashion Week shows, starting your own show, and having a runway in the background? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah. I see myself opening for a lot of different shows, being involved with creative projects, performing as a violinist in all different capacities, and composing. I put on my own shows as well that I create, so I'm looking to do even more. Like my music company is called Emersion Music, based off my name, Emer, to bring music into immersive realms, and I'm looking to partner and collaborate with more people in just immersive experiences. So yeah, music experiences and combining with different aspects like dancers or fashion, multimedia. So yeah, just all different aspects along the arts that I can connect violin playing and my original compositions with, and then when I create my own events, being able to think as a creative director as well.
Yeah. And you're saying creative direct, so what would you describe as like what would you say is like your creative directing style? Like how would you describe your style and like what fashion is to you?
Fashion?
Yeah.
Oh, as in styles and clothing, or?
Yeah, like what kind of, how would you describe like your dream runway show if you could say a theme for it?
Oh, maybe like an epic coming out of the darkness, like Matrix style, bold, defiant, you know, so yeah, maybe, yeah, kind of Dune-esque. I like the Dune look for the films.
And that fits your music style as well.
Yeah.
I can see that. Very cool. Well, it's been so nice talking to you.
Yeah, it's so great chatting.
Well, you just talked about Dune. Can you name 3 of your favorite movies?
Oh, okay.
No pressure. Inception, I feel like.
I was just going to say Inception, though. Lily was the
I felt it. Okay, Inception. So do you like Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, not everything he does, but yeah, some, yeah.
Okay. Well, we have Inception. That's one of them in Dune, so we have a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you think of anything else, I will come back and note it.
Okay, all right.
Well, thank you so much. Let us know where we can find you and any of your tour dates coming up.
Yes, so on Instagram, you can find me under Emerge with Emer, so Emerge with Emer, or Emersion Music, Emersion Music. And then under Spotify and my website, my full name, Emer Kinsella, EmerKinsella. That's where you'll find all my music on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere else you can find it.
Yeah, check out her music. It's so good. Truly so unique. When I heard it, I got the chills. It's such a good vibe, and I'm so glad you make music and that you're in LA so I can interview you.
Hey, thanks so much.
Of course. Thank you, and see you guys later for the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Sorry.
You smoking dirt around here.
That girl, fuck you, me.